It's the first time I've ever done solo van life, and I think I'm going in at the proper deep end because I'm in a foreign city that I've never been to before. So this is going to be fun. Hi, we are Gemma and Campbell, and for the last 5 weeks we have been road tripping through southern Europe in our home on wheels, Ellie the Elder.
This is actual chaos.
It has been an adventure packed with firsts, from our first ever cable car into the Spanish mountains to our first experience of the French toll roads in order to get there.
€57. I'm in shock.
This week, however, is a week like never before as Gemma waves goodbye to van life to celebrate her best friend's upcoming wedding in the bustling city of Lisbon, leaving me on my lonesome to fend for myself.
And just like that, there was one.
How do I cope with solo van life? Do I make it out alive? I can tell right now that you're about to fall off your seat with anticipation. So let's get stuck right in as we wake up at our park up just to the south of the beautiful city of Lisbon.
And well, it is happening, guys. She is officially leaving me.
I know.
Don't leave!
Don't miss me too much.
Where are you going?
So I'm away into Lisbon. It's my bestie's hen do and I'm so excited about it. I'm going to catch up with all my friends here. It's going to be such a fun weekend, but you're going to be on your own.
I am.
Navigating van life in Portugal on your own.
It's going to be good fun. It's going to be like a kind of guys weekend. I'm picturing lots of beers, maybe some, can't play poker by myself. What's that game where you do the cards? Like solitaire. Some solitaire, you know. But I have prepared you a little surprise. Yep, so you don't forget about me. There you go. It's nice, isn't it?
Oh, I love it. I can't remember now what my thing was before that. How weird is that? I just get so used to what my front screen is that now that you've changed it, I can't remember what
That's
it
your
is.
new front screen.
Thanks. I'll hold it close to my heart. Well,
Okay, that is not the colour of water that you're wanting to put in your van, is it?
I know, I mean it could be completely fine, but I think the fact that we don't have a filter system,
Yeah, that is like
Then,
yellow. Not worth the risk.
even though we've just emptied the toilet, maybe we don't give you a fun weekend of
I
spending
know,
it in
exactly. I want to be doing other things other than just sitting on the bog.
there. Exactly. Right, let's get it. So last night we stayed at an air that is about half an hour south of Lisbon, and it's really good. I mean, free facilities here. There's water, waste disposal, and place to dump your grey waste. Decide whether or not you want to use the water. We decided not to just because it's a bit yellow. But it's brilliant. It's so big, right next to a park.
I think this could be the perfect place for me if I'm going to be really struggling for spots, because I'm going to try my best to do a bit of stealth camping in Lisbon or find places that are in city centre. And now that I know this is only 40 minutes away from Lisbon, like, I think it would be perfect if I do run into some trouble, which fingers crossed I don't, but you never know. It's in a city, exactly. I can't remember the last time we actually camped in a city. Now though, all we've got to do is drive all the way up to Lisbon and drop this one off for our weekend away. And then the fun begins.
Not too much.
Okay, baby. See you soon. You have a good weekend though.
Thank you.
Okay? Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Packing light as usual.
Yeah, got enough bags.
I'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Oh, it's bright. Alright, see you soon.
Bye-bye. Love you.
Love you. Fun.
And just like that, there was one. Ellie's never actually seemed so big.
This is the first time I've ever done solo van life, and I think I'm going in at the proper deep end because I'm in a foreign city that I've never been to before.
So I have dropped Gemma off just south of the city. There's like a river and a bridge that you need to go across, and we googled it and it cost €28, I think, to drive over that bridge. So there was no chance we're going to do that. Gemma's going to get the ferry over, and then over the next couple of days I reckon I'm just going to drive the long way around because it takes about 2 hours on the toll-free road until I can just settle in. However, there's a park up that's apparently like 2 minutes away. It's really good an overnight spot, so I'm going to go and check that out and then come up with a little bit of a plan. Okay, how the hell did I get down this road? Oh, that's a one-way. Oh, I swear to God, my van is not made for these streets. I think this is it now. I just need to find a space and do the parking without a reversing camera. Let's try it. I might just need to jump in and out the van to double check I'm not going to hit my bottom. Alright, let's go and have a look, see how that parking's doing. 2 minutes in and I'm already having my first problem. Okay, I've got another meter there. Okay, just breathe. Just breathe. So this is basically the car park that I've found myself in. I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to be spending the night here yet. I'll play it by ear. Well, there's one thing that's put me off already, and that is literally just how hot it is today. I think this is like the hottest day yet, and there's no breeze. This is the view that I can admire from literally a 10-second walk from my van though. Would you just look at that? That's Lisbon over there, and I believe that right there is where Gemma's just got the ferry to. But really this is a perfect kind of spot if you're wanting to leave your van somewhere, mostly because the ferry literally runs from right there across the river into the city centre of Lisbon, and we literally just found out today that there's also a low emission zone in Lisbon. So basically even if you want to go into the city, you can't actually take the van all the way in. I've read online this place is pretty secure and it's got really easy access into the city centre. I am really still undecided, however, whether I'm going to stay here and go into the city tomorrow, or whether I might just move on and try and find a place north of the city instead. And so this is the situation that I am now in. It is roasting hot in here, and because of the place that I'm parked, I think it's because I'm between these two vans and up the top of this hill with no wind today, it is like a proper sun trap. I have found, however, we packed a heater for some reason under our bed, but it does have a fan option without the heater. So what I'm trying to do is get proper brainiac science abuse here. I've got a little bottle that I took out the fridge, so it should be slightly chilled, and I've also wrapped it in paper towels to try and create like a little water barrier. So then when the fan blows across the bottle, it should theoretically cool it down a little bit. I did do this when we were staying in Airbnbs in Australia, when we were backpacking there, and we had no air conditioning and it was 40 degrees outside. So hopefully it should help, because I am stuck in the van today. It's an admin day and I am already absolutely melted. Alright, moment of truth. Is it any cooler? No. Zero difference. Oh my god, this is going to be a long few days, I think. So basically, as a way of keeping me sane in this massive big space all by myself for the first time ever, we've both agreed that Gemma's going to actually set me a couple of challenges that I need to complete over the next few days. This is the first time I've actually listened to them, and I'm going to listen to them with you guys. Let's check out what she's got in store for us.
Hey, hope you're having a good time so far. Who knew there was a mountain in Lisbon? Not me, I just climbed it though. But I thought I'd make it a little bit exciting and give you a little mission to do whilst we're apart. So the first thing I had in mind is I want you to go into Lisbon one day, find something unique or something cool, and go and take a selfie with it. The second thing, cook up a meal that you've never cooked before. If it's really good, then you're gonna have to cook it for me soon too. And number 3 is, I know you have a mammoth to-do list, but make sure you take some time off, starfish that new mattress topper, watch a movie, get some beers, and just enjoy yourself.
Oh, bless her. So basically that was, I need to go into Lisbon, find something cool, cook something that I've never cooked before. That's very exciting. And also just take a night off. I reckon I'll start off with that tonight. And so this is the setup I've got going tonight. Little beer, Thai red curry made from scratch, and Mandalorian on the iPad. I'm just going to be settling in for tonight and a big day of adventures tomorrow. I'll see you then. So good morning everybody. I had a pretty good sleep last night. It was actually really quiet. Today is going to be a very busy day, however, as I have a lot on my to-do list, including getting water, doing more of the challenges that Gemma has set for me, and also moving to north of the city to see if I can find a better parking spot up there. First things first though, I'm going to get some eggs on the go for breakfast, and then I think I might go a little wander into Lisbon. Yum yum, a nice dog sick sandwich. Fantastic. Now, I do know what some of you are probably thinking regarding to this whole thing. You're thinking, Campbell, 48 hours in the van by yourself, what's the big deal? Well, since Gemma and I actually started full-time travelling, probably about 4 or 5 years ago, I think we've maybe spent about 24 hours apart. The entire time that we were in Australia, we lived in each other's pockets on the farm work we were doing. Then when we moved to Guernsey, we were working 12-hour shifts, but again we lived together. And since we went full-time again 2 years ago, we've literally not spent any time apart. So this is the first time we've actually spent a good amount of time apart, which I actually think is quite healthy, and which is why I wanted to try and make this video to challenge myself to actually see what I can do without having someone else there as a backup, someone else there to help me bounce ideas off of, and someone just to have my back, because you don't realise how lonely it can actually be in such a tiny little space until you've spent 24 hours by yourself. So I was just actually doing some thinking, and I realised that this is going to be the first time I've actually gone out to explore a city in close to about 10 years. I know that sounds ridiculous, but basically the first time I ever went backpacking was a wee solo weekend away to Prague, it was, in the Czech Republic, and I've not actually done it since then. So this is going to be very interesting. Okay, made it to Lisbon. Now the question is, what do I do now? So Gemma's task for me while I was in the city is that I need to find somewhere unique and take a picture next to it and then tell her about it when she gets back. So I guess what I'd probably be better doing, going a little wander around the city, try and find the old town and just see what I can find. So I do remember now that Lisbon is the city that is famous for the wee cute quirky cable cars that just kind of trundle around on the streets. Because of that, basically the city is built into a hill. So I'm thinking if I'm going to try and get somewhere quirky and cool, I want to try and get to a viewpoint. I'm thinking that means that I need to head to one of the highest points of the city. And so that view there was the Miradora de Santa Luisa. It sits right up overlooking the port in Lisbon, and it definitely gives you one of the best views of the city. It's a really cool little place because it's got like live music and benches and a really lovely atmosphere if you want to come and chill out somewhere with a cracking view. However, it was all uphill to get here, and it's definitely now time I go and try and find somewhere for some food. Well, I would say that's definitely one of the most unique dishes I've ever had. It's an entirely vegan restaurant, and I went for the vegan octopus with potato croquette things, and I think it was Satan meat. Don't get me wrong, it was absolutely delicious, but it did not look that appetizing. Basically, it looked like an octopus. Now that I'm back on my feet, however, I've realised that walking 5 kilometres in Birkenstocks up and down the hills of Lisbon was maybe not the best idea because my feet are so blistered. So now I think it's time to head back to the van. Okay, home sweet. And so it's now time to head up to the northern side of the city. Basically because I've got a couple of chores that I need to do. I need to go and get water, I need to go to the shops to get dinner, and in the next couple of days I'm going to be picking Gemma up in that area. The only problem is when we googled it, it was about 20 euros to cross over the bridge, which is just like ridiculous. I've got all the time in the world, and that also takes me past a couple of places where I can top up on water. So I reckon I'm just going to do it that way instead. That does mean, however, it is now time for some solo driving around a big busy city. The most terrifying of thoughts. Let's go! Goodbye camping spot. Oh, that's tight already. Jesus. So the last time I drove around a big busy city like this was back when we tried stealth camping in Edinburgh, and I dropped Gemma off for some nursing training that she was going to, and that was absolutely terrifying in itself. Oh, that's the curb. Add into the fact that I'm going to be driving on the wrong side of the road as well, and also the fact that Lisbon, as I've seen, is pretty much just cobbled streets. This is going to be one of the most terrifying drives I've ever done. Raging. Is the lane split into... Oh my god, these Portuguese roads, man. This is chaos. Oh my god. This is actual chaos. Oh, Gemma, why did you leave me? Now, one thing I have noticed over the past few days is just how low the amperage I'm getting from my solar panels, which of course can only mean one thing. It is definitely time to get up here and give these panels a good clean. Oh my god, look at how dusty they've got over the past few days. That is insane. The only problem with that, however, is I don't actually have anything to clean them with. I was hoping to try and find one of these car washes where you can actually stand up in a plinth and scrub them, scrub the roof of the van, but I've not seen one of them yet, so I'm going to need to try and figure something out. One thing I do have, however, is the camera stand. I've got enough water left to soak it. Let's do this. Alright. Oh crikey, look at the colour of that. Okay, problem has been, look at the colour of that. That is disgusting. Hopefully that should increase my amperage a little bit. Again, it is quite interesting how you literally leave the Algarve and there's suddenly all free water sources. Like before, when we were on the south, we had to pay everywhere we went. Literally up north of the Algarve, and it's just all free. Just another tip for you, make it a little bit easier if you are coming to Europe. Every single one that I've been to has like a thread on them here. And that seems pretty standard here, like every single European motorhome I've seen has had that thing where you just basically screw it on and you can run it straight into your van and you don't need to run back and forward like I am having to do. Make life a lot easier. But yeah, these services are pretty good. They're literally just to the north of Lisbon. We've got some washing machines, waste dump, water supply, and it's only about 20 minutes north of where I'm going to be sleeping for tonight, which reading online seems perfect, to be honest. Okay, let's get going. Oh, man. And this is the view I'm going to be enjoying tonight, guys. Look at that. I honestly feel like this could be one of the best park ups I've had yet in Portugal. And I've not even got Gemma to enjoy it with. Typical. This is definitely a little hidden gem. So worth the drive. I'm so glad that I just did it. What a spot, man. We've got the sun setting on that side. The sun's gonna rise over on the other side, water on both sides. And it's basically like this kind of little harbour area with like loads of other vans parked up, so I'm sure it's gonna be fine. Apparently it's a bit noisy in the morning. We've got lorries coming in and out, but to be honest, I'd kind of like to get up for sunrise and actually watch that as well. Very, very peaceful. We do actually have a list of all of the park ups that we recommend, and I'm going to be putting that up onto our Patreon along with all of them, basically just so that they're not getting overrun. But if you want to get that list, you know, you can join our basic Patreon level, and that also gives you a bunch of other kind of perks as well, such as like discount on our shops and also access to our monthly live calls that we do every single month. And yeah, it means that you can get our help planning your own trip and getting our recommendations of places that you need to stay, and this is definitely one of them. Wow.